Welcome back. We have Maureen Higg joining us from Art Knapp's on this Thursday afternoon. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
It's been a while since you've been on with me live.
Not really, just
Not really, it's been a while. Oh,
yeah, maybe, just before Christmas.
That's right.
Yeah,
wow,
so
I've got a great memory, hey?
Yeah.
Anyways, how are you doing?
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
We're sort of focusing not on the cold outside, but the fact that people are actually looking towards spring by planting their seeds.
You know what? I thought it was perfect, actually, with the weather the way it is, to actually go and nothing is more invigorating and rejuvenating to grow your own seeds, to grow something from nothing, and boom, you have something at the end of the day. And with everybody wanting to grow local and their own, and it's so easy to do. You don't have to have a great big backyard. Everybody's into tier and into gardening where they can grow up type of thing. And you can even do it on the windowsill. Like right now, you could just be growing some herbs.
Sure.
We're going to show you how to grow some
what kind of herbs?
Wheatgrass.
I'm just joking.
Well, they're all tomato plants.
They're all tomato plants.
Yeah, there you go. So
I've never done this by seed. I've never done that.
Oh, it's quite easy to do. And I brought this container too. You don't have to have the great big containers and everything. You can use like old pop containers, pop can. For a greenhouse, you can use like a 2-liter jug as your greenhouse top instead of buying a greenhouse itself. You can just use any cup as long as it has drainage. Just poke some holes in it, something like that. You can grow a nice little plant in it, and the kids will actually. You can get the kids involved as well, but you could grow some herbs in that one, no problem.
Kids love to grow things from seed and watch them sprout and watch the progress. It's exciting for them.
And there's some that are easier. Like kind of stick with beans to start off with. Anything in the squash or pumpkin family, they do really, really good for kids. And as obviously you don't want to grow that on the windowsill, like have a great big pumpkin, but to start off with, high success, it will germinate quite easily for you, for sure.
Okay, so let's try one. What are we going to do?
Well, we're going to grow. Wheatgrass is the rage, right? Or at least in my house it is. Everybody, and we go and spend, you know, how much dollars? $3 for a little shot of wheatgrass, right? Well, for $3, for actually just a little bit more, let's call it under $10, you can have your own tray of wheatgrass. Right. So,
endless smoothies.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And you only want to do this, actually, this would be filled up a little bit higher here.
Sure.
And it would be like so.
Okay.
And we won't do the whole bag. And I don't have fingernails here.
Well, I can certainly help you with that. Let's see what we have. Marcel mentioned he might have some sort of
nice.
device.
So what we want to do is have a nice tray. You have to have good light. So on an operation like this, the Sun Blaster lights are probably one of the best lights out there. It's actually made in BC. They used to be in Kelowna, and now they're in the Lower Mainland. But it's a very, very good light. Very good grow light. It fits the tray nicely, and you just set it over top of the tray. Now, with something like if you want to grow your own wheatgrass, you have to have a sterilized tray. If you want to keep recycling your trays, you got to make sure that you have about 15 minutes, put about 10% bleach solution, soak it in the water for about 10 minutes, and then let it air dry. That will be your biggest downfall is poor air circulation when growing any seeds, and having too much moisture and water, because it will cause something called damping off. So we don't want that. But anyways, so if you want to start some herbs and that, you just kind of, this is maybe a little bit too thick. Now these wheatgrass seeds are nice and thick and big. For smaller, finer seeds, like carrot seeds, if you don't buy the tape, what you actually can do is add in some very fine sand or vermiculite and have a shaker and do it that way.
Tell me this, do you not plant these at all? Do you not?
No, you just leave it like that. Now, I'm using my hands, but you could use something else. And you just want good contact between the seed and the plant, or the seed and the dirt.
No burying.
Like no, and it'll germinate. Just if you actually go to the stores that have the wheatgrass, you'll see the seed sitting right there sprouting up. Now you're going to nicely water it. You don't want to use something like this. It'll wash the seed away. But with a nice fan spray on top of that, and just water it in really well. Cover it with a dome. They'll germinate quickly in about 3 days. Take the dome off, and they'll grow. Now with wheatgrass, you only collect a crop once. If you cut after this first, that's where all the nutrients is in the first one. The second and third, people try and do that. There's no nutritional. It's like a cow. it's just filling your gut.
Okay.
There's no nutritional value. Well, that's true, right?
I hear you.
So
Good.
anyway,
So
so
the first
real
growth
easy
is the
to
only
do.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
And so again, 3 days you'll start to see it sprout, and then how long does it take to grow up to?
Oh, in a matter of days. Like,
Seriously?
within a week, you'll be able to cut some and carry on.
That's really
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Right. What else do you have here?
Well, because it is seed time, now it's a little early for some seeds, right? Petunias, pansies, geraniums, they should actually already been sown. If you're into the vegetable type of thing, if you're going to do some herbs inside, that's great. Or you can even try some lettuce, right? And have just a larger container and just plant it right on that and have the windowsill. And you'll have, a head of lettuce is how much money?
I know.
Right? And you add in that this is $2, let's say, and then so for $5 you can have your own head of lettuce growing on your kitchen counter.
Which is lovely. It's
Yeah.
organic. You know where it's been. You know
But
how
now's
it
the best
started.
time to actually look
Yeah,
around.
right, see what's going on.
It's exciting, right? People,
is exciting.
People take notes, and you can find all the different ones. You have heirloom varieties of tomatoes, and everybody's worried about the GMO.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously, if you're growing your own, you're not going to have to worry about the GMO.
Totally.
All the seeds that we carry are non-GMO.
Okay.
Lots of people get confused between heirloom and hybrids, thinking that hybrids are GMO, and they're not. Heirloom is the original ones,
Sure.
like the original plants, open pollinated kind of thing. Hybrids are taken from the heirlooms. They're not true to cross-pollination, so they usually don't even have seeds, most of them, the hybrids, but they have the best of each type of heirloom.
Okay.
And so-
Fantastic. Great tips. I think we're out of time, unfortunately, but this is great. And by the way, Art Knapps is now a monthly segment on the show. So we're looking forward to having you guys on to talk about all the great things you have
Yeah, we'll have
going
some
on.
real neat things next time.
Oh, you always do. Maury,
well,
this
this
was
is-
very fascinating. This was good. So you guys have every kind of seed people could dream of if you want to come down and check it out.
Yeah, we basically have all the seed catalogs in our store.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And when you say catalog, what does that mean? You have to order them, or you have the? Is
We
this
have
called a catalog?
have
What is-
about 7 different companies. So this one is
Okay.
West Coast, for example,
Yeah.
or this one's Seed Savers, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, we carry all the different companies. If you're really into it, people start trading seeds, right, and keeping it in the community, which is a great avenue to go,
Yep.
for sure.
Awesome.
And seed catalogs, you can go online. Everybody does that and
Yeah.
order them in and stuff.
All
But
right.
you have to be careful.
Yeah.
You have to have a good, reputable
Right.
seed company.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. All right. And the folks at Art Knapps can tell you about reputable seed companies. They would certainly know which ones are the good ones, which are the ones that you should stay away from. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Again, artknappskamloops.com, artknappkamloops.ca rather. If you would like to check them out online, head down to the store. It's always a treat to go in. As well, the phone number is on the screen, 828-2111. We are back after a quick break. Stay with us.